I'm representing the Sanctuaries DC, which is an interfaith arts community with soul in the Washington, DC area. And it was founded by Reverend Eric Martinez Presley, who wanted to give voice to folks who didn't feel connected in their traditional settings. And so the name of my project is The Collective and the Community. So recently, the Sanctuaries has branched into two separate parts, which encompass the community, which allow folks to come, have dinner, create art, connect on an interpersonal level, while still getting deeper and digging into ways to take art and bring soul into it. And our newest initiative is The Collective, which has branched out into social justice for artists that are committing to a curriculum-based program for 8 months, which allows them to dig deeper while still strengthening their connections and fight for social justice through their artwork. So this seems like it may be a challenge because community is countercultural at this point in time. It seems that where we are, we have a lot of movers and shakers, we have a lot of young people, and they want to commit and then come, or they want to commit and still not come, but still want to feel connected. So it's hard to foster that while still respecting that people's lives are very important, and the other commitments and priorities they have are also very real and important. A lot of other communities seem to have this concept where artists come together in a way that builds community, but it still remains quite secular. So in our community, we are very focused on spirituality, and it can be very individual and it can be collective. So we take the time in between events. We have like retreats, or we have a dinner huddle where we come and eat dinner together and then break off and create art in small groups. We take the time to talk about what is leading us towards the creativity. We talk about what things internally are informing the art that we're producing. So then that leads to other people resonating with that leads to connection, and it leads to conversation, and it leads to, you know what I mean? It's spiritual to find your voice resonating with someone else, and to find the same spirit that's guiding you, whatever you call that, in someone else. So one thing that's important is we're interfaith, very, very, very diverse. We have people who are devout Muslims who wear hijabs, and then we have people who are devout Jews that are celebrating Passover as we speak, and they come together, but they find that there's a common spirit in the things that they share with one another. So I've had people come up to me after events and tell me, you spoke into my spirit when you share your spoken word. Recently we started a new event, and it's called The Sundown, and we meet every third Sunday on a Sunday evening, and we invite people to come and share a piece that they've been working on throughout the month about the theme of the month, or whatever they want really. So we're still a spiritual community. We have themes, maybe discipline, or the first month we did it, the theme was the revolution will not be ... Fill in the blank for yourself. So we have an open mic portion, we have a storytelling portion between myself and Rev. We do popcorn style, telling stories back and forth. And CBS came to feature us during this event. So we were at a new venue. This was one of the first events we did while the new collective was running. It was just unbelievable to have to try to put on something like that, and to have CBS from New York in the building filming. And so it was so nerve-wracking. I was running around just in hysterics trying to figure out where the chairs needed to go and where the cameras were going to be. It was a lot going on at one time. But I had a moment where I was off of the side of the stage and people were performing. It was going absolutely fantastic. And we were going to have the open mic portion, which I was leading. So I needed to get from the stage back to where the open mic paper was on a podium. So back to where the open mic paper was on a podium near the front door. And I slid through the crowd and I got the piece of paper. And I came to walk back through the crowd and I looked for it, and that's when I realized that there were so many people there. They were sitting on the windowsills. People were sitting on pillows on the floor. Some people were sitting literally on the stage with us. I could not believe that we pulled this together. And it was so powerful because not only did we bring together the community that already existed. But the new initiative, the collective, they also brought their talent. So we had multiple people from the collective who are artists that are very committed to their artwork. They're practicing 2 to 3 hours a week outside of meeting once a week. And they still came to this community function and gave us some of their performance. We had dancers that were dancing classical style to a violin and an Indian drum. It was just phenomenal. And so it just took my breath away to see it come to fruition and be so successful. I think that people continue to come because they're also getting something from each experience. So they're giving their artwork, they're dedicating their time to be in a particular space. But what they're also receiving is this idea that their voice matters. In a city where being a part of a rally is exciting, but your individual voice doesn't matter until it's collectively raised. But in our community, each and every person is reminded every time they come, or even throughout the month, I take the time to email people to tell them we've been thinking about them, or new people that I want to meet them, and I ask them about themselves. We have made it so that you as a particular individual, you as a unique being, have a place and a voice in this space. And people leave feeling heard, people leave feeling included, people leave feeling like, how can I be a part of this? So even an event like the Sundown, which was more of a performance type event where a person is sitting and actually receiving a message, one, they seem to enjoy the message. But two, you have the opportunity to sign up for the open mic. You have the opportunity to sit up close to the stage. You really can find a way to be yourself, but still be in a community that speaks as one voice to the outside world.